All right, we're back. Let's get you some more money because there's no point in playing poker if you can't win as much money as possible. Today I'm talking about one of the ways that you all are preventing yourself from getting as much money as possible, which is that you can't earn if you can't stay in the chair and you can't keep showing up day after day after day to play good poker, right? If you're always burning out, if you're always feeling awful, if you're always feeling unmotivated, if you're always feeling like what you win is never enough, if you don't feel good when you're winning and losing is like the worst thing ever, and the more you do, the worse you feel, you're not going to stay in the chair. You're going to have to quit playing or take really long breaks, and you're not going to be able to play enough to win what you want to win. So I'm going to tell you now the ways that I have found with my clients that you are stopping yourself from being able to feel good while playing so that your motivation keeps taking you further and further in the direction of crushing and wanting to play more. And instead, you're holding yourself back. So we're going to cover this. It's called dirty fuel. This is the one thing that I think if you can make this leap, your relationship to poker will change completely. It will go back to the way it was in the beginning, where every day, no matter what happened, it felt amazing. So I'm going to cover this starting with the idea that two things are true. One is that if you want something done, whether it's to study or to play or to win $1 million or to win a tournament, whatever, you need fuel. Without fuel to motivate yourself, you're never going to do anything, and then you're not going to get what you want. Two, most people are not going to just sit there and do nothing because we want what we want and it excites us. So instead, in the absence of a way to motivate us that feels good with the more that we do, we settle for motivating ourselves in ways that make us feel worse the more that we do, because anything is better than nothing. I'd rather pay the bills. I'd rather make the money. I'd rather put the trophies on my shelf than not. And so when you don't have any other alternatives, this is better than nothing. And so this is what everybody ends up doing because nobody else has ever specifically been teaching people how to create a motivation system that actually makes you feel better with the more you do until now, because this is what we're going to cover. So that's the gist of it, right? It's the very predictable life cycle of a poker player, where at the beginning, when you first start to play, it's just amazing, 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 and you're motivated, you're feeling creative, inspired, excited each day to go play and study and learn. Over time, that starts to decrease, but it doesn't have to. And it doesn't have to when you understand what is causing you to live in this way. So I came up with 7 major ways that people are fueling themselves in this way I call dirty fuel, where the more you do, the more you burn out and you can't enjoy your success. So I'm going to go over that. But first, I need you to understand that there's a big difference between achievement and success. Achievement is just getting stuff done, accomplishing things like winning $1 million playing poker, winning a tournament, becoming the best player in your game. Those are achievements. Success is achievement that you can enjoy and sustain. So it's a much higher bar. And so almost nobody is truly successful under that definition, because they are, instead of feeling good and more energized and more motivated with the more they do, they are feeling worse and more burdened and more burned out. And so if that's what you're doing, you are not actually successful. You're just exchanging, right? You're exchanging your happiness, your well-being, your energy, your relationships to achieve. And I don't want that for you, because in the long run, that means you get to achieve way, way less, and you're miserable the whole time that you're achieving, and you can't enjoy your success anyways. So let's go over the 7 major ways that you all are motivating yourselves in the way I call dirty fuel. Number 1 is if you tend to motivate yourself and you get excited to do things and move forward by wanting to prove something to somebody else. I want to show the world how great I am. Oh, and that motivates me into action. I want to show my parents, my family, my neighbor, Anybody. I want to prove to them. I want to show them how great I am so they can see. Right? If that excites you and gets you moving into action, that's one. Two is a different version of that, which is that you want to prove it to yourself. If you're always saying stuff like, oh, I'm not deserving of this yet. I need to show myself that I deserve this, that I'm good enough, that I'm worthy, then that is a form of dirty fuel for you. Three is that if you do really well, if there are obstacles put in your way, if you really thrive when you're in a difficult situation. Number four, a version of that poker players love to do, the back against the wall, where if I don't win now, I'm completely screwed. Number five, one I call, I want to reach my full potential. If you're always talking about, oh, I just want to reach my full potential, and that motivates you into action, that's one. Number six is, oh, I love to do this for other people. I love to do this for other people. I want to be the one that other people can depend on. If that's a thing that gets you going into action, and that's going to be another form of fuel. And the last one, a very common one for poker players, especially high achieving ones, I want to be the best. I want to beat this person. I want to be the best in the world. I want to be the best one in my game. So if you're doing any of those, I'm going to show you why this is a problem. And we're going to show you how to fix it. So you might be thinking, what's wrong with wanting to be the best? What's wrong with wanting to reach my full potential? I'll tell you what the problem is. If these are the sole ways that you motivate yourself into action, you've got a big problem, because you never get to actually enjoy the thing that motivates you. And here's how it works. Let's say that your thing is, I want to be the best. I want to beat this person, and then I want to be number one in this game. I want to be the best in the world, whatever it is. And that idea gets you up in the morning. You're like, God, I'm going to do it. And that gets you to study. It gets you to put in the hours. It gets you to really push yourself to go for more than you otherwise would. And then let's say you get there. One day you are the best. One day you can see, I have surpassed this guy. Amazing, right? Except you have now lost your source of motivation, because the best player in the world has nobody to look up to. And if your whole thing is, I use somebody ahead of me to drive me into action, to motivate me into doing what needs to be done to keep going, and there's nobody there, it's sabotage time. Because you've lost your fuel. You've lost your inspiration. So you're going to just stop working. You're going to make yourself bored. You're going to all of a sudden lose interest in doing all the things that you were doing at such a high level before. All of a sudden, you're not going to be so interested. No, I'm at the top. There's no fire left in there. Until the day that you have sabotaged yourself enough to where once again you are not the best. And then once again, when you're not the best, or you believe you're not the best, it starts up again. Oh, I want to beat this guy. I want to beat this guy. You go. And then again, you are the best. And then once again, I don't know what I want to do with myself anymore. Because you need somebody to be better than you. But your whole thing was, I want to be the best. Can you see the problem here? You either cannot enjoy being the best, or, and probably both, you can't enjoy being the best, and then the moment you are the best, you have nothing left in there to continue being the best until somebody's better than you. So you never get to enjoy the thing that you want. And this applies to literally every single one of those fuel sources I named. I'm not going to go over all of them, but just a couple more examples. The poker player who plays their best when their back is against the wall, and it's like, if I don't win now, I'm screwed. And then that's when they all of a sudden get real serious about studying and putting in volume and playing really well at the table. And then they play great and they get out of the trap. And then they hit that certain level again where now they're comfortable. No more fuel. What does this player always do? Just bleeds it back down, starts playing worse, or stops playing altogether, stops doing the work. Because the fuel they needed was, if I don't win now, I'm completely screwed. Once you take that away, they don't they don't have anything left to get into action. So the main problem with this is that whatever the thing is that you complain about most is the thing that you also require it to be there in order to get yourself to do anything. So if your whole thing is, I'm sick of people not knowing how great I am, I'm sick of people doubting me, I'm sick of people not seeing that I am great at what I do, so I'm going to just work and play until they see it. Well, you need them to doubt you. And the moment people stop doubting you, you stop working. There's so many professional athletes out there who thrive on this. I was watching the U.S. Open final a while back, and for those of you who follow me, you know I'm a big tennis guy, and so I've been watching tennis my whole life. And Novak Djokovic, who now has the most Grand Slam wins of anybody, people don't remember this, but when he first came on the scene, everybody loved him. He was like the happy, goofy guy, and he couldn't break through. He couldn't get over the top. He couldn't win Grand Slam tournaments until he discovered that he plays a lot better and he gets this killer edge when the fans are rooting against him and they're booing him and they want him to lose. So he starts leaning into that and trolling the fans and riling them up and getting them to give him more and more of this hate. And now he's won more tournaments than anybody. But there was this one tournament a few years ago at the finals of the U.S. Open where he had won the first 3 Grand Slams of the year. And so if he had won the next one, it would have been a historic achievement. Winning all 4 in a year hasn't happened in forever. I think only one person has ever done this, right? Only one man has ever done this. And so this was the moment where, because fans are fickle and we love winners, all of a sudden at this one tournament, everyone decided they love him now. And they're just like rooting for him, giving him standing ovations. They're showering him with love, especially when he gets to the finals. Everybody wants him to win now. And guess what? He loses in straight sets to a guy that, he had no business losing to. Just gets completely smoked, plays one of the worst matches of his life. And I'm convinced it's because he lost his fuel. Didn't lose it knowingly, but in getting to the cusp of doing something historic and everybody going on his side, he lost the thing that fired him up to be able to focus and play at the level that he had been playing at. After that, he fixed everything up, got everybody to start hating him again, and started winning again. And so it's all good, right? This is the thing about dirty fuel, which is that if you're skilled with it, it does work. You will win stuff. You will get stuff done. You will accomplish a lot. But you're never going to be able to stop complaining, because I promise you, and I have seen Novak Djokovic in interviews complaining about, why does nobody love me? Why do people not give me the same love they give to Federer and Nadal? I deserve it. Well, buddy, it's because you needed them to hate you. You still need them to hate you in order for you to bring out your best. So that's the devil's deal here, is that you can get all this stuff, you can accomplish a lot of stuff, you can achieve a lot of stuff, but whatever it is that you complain about, you never get to lose that. See, that's why Michael Jordan is always going to complain about how he was doubted and disrespected, even though he's long retired and he's in the Basketball Hall of Fame. Everybody says he's the greatest ever. But it doesn't matter. He's always going to focus on the people who doubted him. That's not a successful life. That's not a life you want to live, where no matter how much you do, you can't rest. You can't enjoy it. You can't just say, yeah, this is awesome. You have to always go looking for the next piece of fuel. And if your fuel is this thing that makes you feel worse, like being doubted by others, like having other people surpass you, like doubting yourself, like needing other people to need stuff from you, like knowing you're not living up to your potential, like having your back up against the wall, like having giant obstacles put in your way. When you need those things, you're going to go out and find them. So you need them, you find them, you use them, and then you complain about them. Can you see the problem here? So you can't live this way if you want to stay in the chair and play at a high level for a long time, because this is not sustainable. Compare that to what I call the clean fuel, where you are playing from this place of genuine excitement, passion, creativity, inspiration, where the more you do, the better you feel. This is where you need to live. You need to find your way to here. And the only way to do this is to take yourself back to the way that you were living at the beginning of your relationship with poker, which is where no matter what happened, you were able to accept the emotional experience that came with it, to stay present with it, to celebrate everything, to acknowledge the wins, to acknowledge the pains of losing, to really feel the joy of winning. And to let that presence of the emotional experience of everything that happened create a celebratory relationship where no matter what happens, you learn something valuable, you feel what you feel, you don't carry around a bunch of emotional baggage into the next day. Every day, whatever happens, you're able to clear it, move forward on it. And that's what creates a healthy relationship, which lets you to keep moving forward, feeling better and better with the more that you do. So you cannot get hung up on this dirty fuel. If you do, nothing is ever enough. I have literally heard people say about winning the main event in the World Series of Poker, it didn't feel how I thought it would feel, and now I feel lost. I have heard of this. And that is the absolute pinnacle of what can happen in this industry. So if the best possible thing that could ever happen could leave you feeling this way, don't set yourself up to have that happen. Be on the lookout for the dirty fuel, for the ways that you're motivating yourself to require stressful things to happen in order for you to go into action. Replace that with a celebratory relationship where everything you do gets acknowledged. Every emotional experience you have gets acknowledged. That's what's going to set you up to go into true success. You will achieve more. You will perform better over time. And best of all, you'll be able to sustain it and actually enjoy it so that you're not always complaining or looking for the next thing that's wrong. You can actually have what you want and feel good. All right. If this is something you want to work with me on, hit me up. You can find me somewhere. pokerwithpresence.com. That's the website. You can find me. If not, take this, use it anyways. We'll see you next time.